Imagine sitting alone in a quiet room, clutching a cherished memento, a scarf, a photograph, a handwritten note, and letting your grief pour out in waves of tears. What if those tears weren't just fleeting expressions of sorrow but radiant signals crossing the veil between worlds, visible to those you've lost? This is the captivating premise we'll explore today, diving into the spiritual insights of Edgar Cayce and beyond to uncover what the departed truly see when we cry for them. This journey will challenge your understanding of grief, illuminate the unseen bonds of love, and inspire a transformative perspective on healing. Let's embark on this profound exploration together, starting with a single, powerful truth: your emotions create bridges to the spiritual realm, and those bridges carry far more meaning than you might ever imagine. The spiritual nature of grief: tears as energetic beacons. When we lose someone dear, the pain feels all-consuming, a private storm that isolates us in our sorrow. Yet, spiritual traditions, including the readings of Edgar Cayce, suggest something extraordinary: our tears are not merely physical. They are luminous bursts of energy, vibrating with love, regret, or anger, piercing the boundary between our world and the next. Cayce, a renowned mystic, described human emotions as colors and vibrations in the spiritual realm, with grief shining brighter than almost any other feeling. This idea resonates deeply with my own reflections on loss. I've often wondered if the intensity of our emotions, those raw, unguarded moments, creates a kind of cosmic signal, like a lighthouse calling out across a vast ocean. Consider this: every tear you shed for someone who has passed carries the weight of your unspoken words, your cherished memories, and your unresolved pain. In the spiritual dimension, these emotions manifest as vivid waves of light. Love glows as a soft golden radiance, while guilt or anger might appear as turbulent, jagged patterns. This isn't just poetic imagery, it's a perspective rooted in centuries of mystical thought, from ancient Egyptian rituals to indigenous practices worldwide. These traditions teach that our emotional outpourings don't vanish into the ether, they reach out, drawing the attention of those we mourn. But what does this mean for the departed? Are they comforted by our tears, or does our pain tether them in ways we don't fully understand? Let's explore this further. The departed's perspective: seeing beyond the physical. From the other side, the departed exist in a state of expanded awareness, free from the constraints of physicality. They don't see your tears as droplets on your face but as vibrant energy fields that pulse with your emotions. Picture a soul observing a kaleidoscope of light, each hue and pattern revealing the depth of your feelings. A gentle golden glow might signal your love, a stormy swirl your grief, or sharp red spikes your anger. This heightened perception allows them to understand your heart in ways that transcend language, offering a clarity we can scarcely imagine in our physical state. This idea struck me profoundly when I reflected on my own experiences of loss. I lost a close friend years ago, and in the months that followed, I often felt a fleeting sense of their presence during my quiet moments of reflection. It was as if they were witnessing my struggle to move forward, not judging but understanding. This aligns with stories from hospice workers and spiritual counselors who describe the dying speaking of seeing their loved ones' emotions as colorful auras or energetic ties. These accounts suggest that the departed remain attuned to us, especially when our emotions call out to them. But there's a deeper layer here: our grief, while a testament to love, can sometimes create a binding force, holding souls closer to the earthly plane than they might otherwise be. The paradox of grief: love that binds and liberates. Here lies the paradox of grief: the love that fuels our tears can both connect us to the departed and complicate their spiritual journey. When we weep uncontrollably, unable to accept loss, our emotions form a turbulent vortex of energy, a beautiful yet heavy force. Cayce's readings suggest that this intensity can act like an anchor, tethering the departed to our pain. I find this idea both humbling and challenging. It suggests that our grief, while natural, carries a responsibility. We honor our loved ones not just by remembering them but by how we navigate our sorrow. Reflecting on this, I'm reminded of a story I heard about a woman who, after losing her brother, felt his presence most strongly when she was consumed by guilt over things left unsaid. Over time, she learned to transform that guilt into gratitude for the moments they shared. This shift didn't erase her pain but changed its energy, from a stormy, binding force to a gentle, liberating light. This transformation is key. Our tears are a bridge, yes, but the nature of that bridge matters. When we cling to raw pain, we may inadvertently hold the departed back, but when we move toward acceptance, we create a connection that honors both their journey and ours. Moments of connection, when tears open doorways. Some of the most profound moments of connection occur when grief overwhelms us. In those raw, vulnerable instants, when you clutch a loved one's belonging or break down at a familiar place, your emotions surge outward, thinning the veil between worlds. Across cultures, people report sensing the departed during these peaks of sorrow. A sudden warmth, a familiar scent, or an inexplicable touch, these are not mere coincidences but responses from beyond, offering comfort when we need it most. I've experienced this myself. After my grandmother passed, I found her old recipe book and, overcome with emotion, felt a fleeting sense of her presence, like a gentle hand on my shoulder. It was as if she was saying, "I see you, and I'm here." These moments remind us that the departed are not distant spectators but compassionate witnesses to our pain. They respond to our emotional calls, not because they wish to see us suffer, but because they feel our need for connection. This idea challenges the notion that death severs all ties. It suggests instead that love creates a timeless bond, allowing the departed to remain present in our most vulnerable moments. The burden of prolonged grief, a spiritual perspective. While our tears can summon the departed, prolonged, debilitating grief can have unintended consequences. Spiritual traditions, from the Tibetan Book of the Dead to indigenous teachings, warn that excessive mourning may hinder a soul's transition. I find this perspective both sobering and enlightening. It doesn't diminish the validity of our pain but invites us to consider its impact. When we remain trapped in sorrow, unable to move forward, our emotional energy forms heavy cords that the departed perceive with compassion but also concern. This resonates with me on a personal level. After losing a mentor, I found myself stuck in a cycle of regret, replaying moments I wished I'd handled differently. It wasn't until I began to focus on the lessons they taught me, rather than my perceived failures, that I felt a sense of release, not just for myself but for them. Cayce's insights suggest that the departed wish for us to heal, not to remain broken. They see our pain but also our potential for growth, hoping we'll transform our grief into a force that honors their memory while allowing them to progress on their spiritual path. Transforming grief, from pain to gratitude. The journey through grief is not about forgetting but about evolving. When we shift from raw sorrow to gratitude, we create a different kind of energy, one that liberates both the living and the departed. This transformation doesn't mean erasing pain but integrating it into a life that continues to honor the love shared. I've seen this in my own life. After losing a pet, I initially fixated on their absence, but over time, I began celebrating the joy they brought me. This shift felt like a gift to both of us, a way to carry their memory forward without the weight of anguish. Spiritual wisdom teaches that this evolution changes the light we send into the spiritual realm. Instead of turbulent storms, our emotions become gentle, radiant beams, signaling acceptance and love. This allows the departed to move forward, knowing their love continues to shape us. It's a powerful reminder that healing is not a betrayal of those we've lost but a way to honor them by living fully, carrying their influence into our future. Living with love's legacy, honoring the departed. Ultimately, the greatest way to honor those who have passed is to let their love inspire us to live meaningfully. The departed see not just our tears but our strength, our efforts to find purpose, and our courage to move forward. They witness the milestones we celebrate, the challenges we face, and the quiet moments when we feel their absence most keenly. Their awareness of us doesn't fade, it evolves, just as our grief must. I've come to believe that every step we take toward healing is a tribute to those we've lost. When we laugh again, pursue dreams, or find joy in small moments, we're not leaving them behind but carrying their love with us. This perspective has reshaped how I view loss. It's not about saying goodbye but about redefining the relationship, from physical presence to spiritual connection. The departed want us to thrive, to let their love be a foundation for growth rather than a source of endless sorrow. As we close this exploration, consider this: your tears are not just expressions of loss but powerful communications that reach across worlds. The departed see your love, your pain, and your strength, responding with compassion and presence. But their greatest hope is for your healing, a transformation of grief into a radiant legacy of love. By embracing this journey, you create a bridge not of binding sorrow but of liberating light, honoring both your heart and theirs. Let's carry this truth forward, living in a way that reflects the enduring power of love, even beyond death. Have you ever felt a loved one's presence in a moment of deep grief, as if your tears built a bridge across worlds? Your story matters. Share it in the comments below to inspire and comfort others on their journey through loss. Don't miss our next exploration of life's profound mysteries. Click the notification bell to stay updated. Together, let's honor the enduring power of love by living fully and embracing healing. Subscribe now and join our community of seekers finding meaning beyond the veil.